Yeah, so introduce yourself, your business.
Yeah, I'm not a introduction guy. I just So my name is Jose. People call me Joseca.
Nice.
Last name's Godoy. My social is not. I'm kidding. In my business we do contracting business. We specialize. We focus in kitchens and bathrooms. That's where the most fun stuff is. I like that because it's very complex, and I like to solve complexity stuff.
Yeah.
So there's always a solution for everything when it comes to construction. I mean, it depends on your budget, but
Yeah, of course.
So,
How did you get your start? Is this something that you knew that you always wanted to do? Did you have someone that influenced you growing up?
that's something funny because I always liked to fix stuff as a child. I was like fixing stuff or trying to figure out how things work.
Yeah.
I would get toys or RC cars and like taking them apart or like pretending that they were broken, try to fix them, and then I actually broke it. But yeah, stuff like that. And then I came here. I was going to community college right here in RV, and yeah, I mean I didn't really plan on, but one of my friends was like, hey. I don't even remember how the conversation started, but I was like, yeah, I can help you with your kitchen. I was like, oh, I'll do it for a couple $1,000. And he was like, really? I was like, yeah. At the time it was a lot of money for me.
Yeah.
And I did his kitchen. It took me forever, by the way. Now it takes me, a fraction of the time that it took me 10 years ago. But then he told his actually you can see that the kitchen, you can see it's still on my Instagram actually.
Really?
Sorry,
It's okay.
sorry, you can edit that. And then he told his neighbor, same exact kitchen, same layout, and I did that
Wow.
faster, and I charged more because then I realized that and then a few friends there I started with like family and friends, and then all of a sudden I'm here. It's just I had to stop going to RV because I'm like, hey, I'm making way more money with this. I love this stuff. I didn't I didn't know. I never felt that this was like a job.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, and like this is something that I always tell my friends and my wife and all this, like, they say, oh, finally it's Friday or finally it's Saturday. I say, what do you mean? It's like, I don't have to work, I don't have to think about work. And it's like, I have no idea what the feeling is.
Yeah.
Because I never feel like I'm working.
Yeah.
It's just a hobby for me, basically. And people say like, hey, no, you need to have like an actual hobby. It's like, what do you mean? Like, I enjoy doing this. It just, time goes quick, and I'm always learning, reading, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's how it kind of started.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that because I do like bookkeeping work now, which is very similar to what I was doing at my job. But when I was doing it at work, I was like dreading it, going in on Monday morning. But now that I do it for myself, I have no problem doing it even on the weekends because like I enjoy, I think, working for myself. I guess in your case, like, did you always envision working for yourself, or did you feel like you kind of fell into it with this opportunity?
I always liked business as well. I always like I had a job, like a full-time job for an actual company back in Paraguay for like 4 months. That was from my entire life. That's how much I was actually employed by someone. Okay. So it's like 4 months, and then I quit. It's like, oh, I'm not doing this.
What were you doing there?
I was working. Like it's like Verizon, basically, but we were corporate stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was calling people and I was like, I can't do it. And that was like a great pay, great hours, and I'm like, no, still, I just didn't feel like fulfilled, I guess. But yeah, I always like business, like creating stuff, doing stuff for myself, and it's just like kind of, has I have like a drive to create something new, or because like when I finally do something, and I'm always looking for the next thing. Like it's not like I stop. It's like, oh, I'm fine, and I chill. Like I
Yeah.
can't stop. I just always move to the next thing.
Yeah.
So far. So,
Yeah. That's a
yeah.
great quality. I think you need that in business, because if you get too, I guess, like complacent and bored with it, I feel like people tend to kind of, don't really succeed in it, but you have to be on your toes all the time and constantly changing and evolving.
Yeah, because everything changes but, like on a daily basis. Like in especially in construction, and because everything is like tied in, like interlocked with like softwares and programs, and like there is a bunch of stuff that if you're not up to date with stuff, like you're not gonna thrive.
Yeah.
It's like, that's why I always read and always get informed, and like if I don't know something, I always go down to the rabbit hole. And that's sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I get more confused than how it's from when I started.
Yeah. So how does Symmetrical Wolf kind of set itself apart from other businesses? Like, what are you doing different in your business that you feel like other people aren't really focused on?
I don't, this is something I always tell my guys, I don't really care about the profit. I care about, obviously profit is nice, you know,
of course.
but I care about my customers and what they think of me and what they think of my guys and what they think of the work. So if something is wrong and they tell me, hey, sometimes people text me 7 p.m. or something, hey, I don't know, the handle's crooked and I can't sleep. Like till like I can't, that's all I think about it. I'm like, okay, I have to make this right, I have to make this right. So I always I think, I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit obsessive on that end, but it's I just care about what we do in my work and my guys and stuff like that. It's some people just want to do the 8 to 5, they just do it for the money, and it's like 5 p.m. and they just shut their phone off and they don't care whatever else happened afterwards. They finish the job, they get their final payment, they don't care. People call them, hey, the cabinet door, it's making a noise, whatever, they ignore them. I've seen that many times. And in my case, again, I don't know if it's a blessing or of a curse, but I just can't sleep when people, I am not in peace when some of my client has something not bad, but like concerns about what we've done.
Of course,
so, I don't know if that answered the question.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it sounds like you have some perfectionist qualities for sure.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I just my goal is just for the client to be happy.
Yeah.
And then like they wanna, and I want them to feel like they did they made a good choice, or they made the right decision by hiring me. So I don't want them to second guess. I don't want like it's just something that I wouldn't want either if I hired someone.
Of course. Also, I'm sure in this business and in most businesses, word of mouth is huge. I'm sure you get a lot of clients from other clients that have used you and they refer you to other people. So you want to make a good impression on your clients.
Yeah. I mean, that comes, if you do a good job, like if you provide like high quality customer service, because there's two things in this business. Like most of the people, they say, no, my work is good, it's great, but what about your customer service? People like the customer would complain or would ask for something, the guy wouldn't respond on time, they're not prompt, and then they would just say, no, my work is good, but they treat the client like shit. Even if they don't mean it, like like a lot of contractors, especially, I'm not calling out anybody, but this is what I've seen.
Yeah.
And like especially like older people,
Mhm.
older contractors, you know, they get too much confident in their work that they
Mhm.
forget that they're working with an actual human being, like
Mhm.
on the other end.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh no, I know what I'm doing. Don't
Yeah.
tell me what to do.
Yeah.
You know, like clients, customer, they have questions. Like they don't
Mhm.
know. If they knew, they wouldn't be asking,
Yeah.
or they wouldn't be hiring you. So
Yeah.
you're there to answer the questions and you know their concerns. And I always like to explain to customer how to do things.
Mhm.
Most of the people, they just go and like bang bang bang, and they don't say a
Mhm.
word.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Can you take us a little bit through the transformation of your business? Because you kind of just told us a little bit of the backstory of, you know, how you were kind of doing it yourself in the beginning. Now, like, we're sitting in your showroom, you have people helping you and multiple projects you're working on. Like, can you kind of take us through like the in-between and kind of how you grew it to this point since then?
That kind of came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I always wanted to expand. You know, always that was always, you know, who doesn't want that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always wanted to expand. I always want to feel like, oh, I want to just tell people where to go and like kind of boss them around. But now it's like kind of the opposite. My employees are bossing me around. You know, and that happened. It's kind of hard to get like good people
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
actually wants to work. You know,
Mhm.
everybody has bills to pay, but you know that's not. I when I was looking for people at the beginning, you know, care. Uh, I didn't care much about their motivations. You know,
Mhm.
like I was like, oh, they just need money. Come help me out.
Yeah.
So that was my mistake at the beginning. You know.
Mm.
And then that's kind of how I started. Like I was starting to get more people, I mean more work,
Mm-hmm.
and my get was getting full,
Mhm.
and my back starting to hurt.
Mm.
You know, my knee starting to acting up, and I needed to get more, you know, more help.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one thing to took to the other, and then all of a sudden, you know, I'm here. You know, I was never afraid of like taking risks.
Mhm.
You know, or like I was never afraid of taking a project
Mhm.
and saying like, oh no, should I do this? You know,
Mhm.
and do I have enough time? You know,
Mhm.
I would just grab the project and then figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but because I was always confident that I could solve any problem or issues that could
Yeah.
arise. You know, over the course of a project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when someone decides to work with you, how does that process go? Do you do free quotes? Do you kind of come in and take a look at what they need? Do you do like how does that work? How can someone kind of
I have couple
Okay.
approach. I don't know how to say that. So when when people call me for a kitchen or for a bathroom,
Mhm.
I've seen many layouts
Mhm.
and of kitchens and many layouts of bathrooms.
Mhm.
So when a customer calls me and I always tell them, hey, can you send me a picture of? I was like,
Mhm.
yeah, can you tell me a price of a picture? And I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah. You know, I know what size the bathroom is. I know what
Yeah.
size the kitchen is,
Mhm.
and from my, you know, past experiences, I
Yeah.
know how much it's gonna cost me, and hence I know how much they're going to cost to the customer.
Mhm.
So that's approach one. When it's like a layout that I'm familiar with, I
Mhm.
just tell them over the phone, you
Mhm.
know, hey, this is how much it's gonna cost you,
Mhm.
and if they still want me to go over,
Mhm.
I generally charge like a small fee just to kind of separate whoever
Someone
wants to
who's
work with me
serious.
or
Yeah.
whoever just like tire kickers that they're just shopping around.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody's certain and for sure they want to hire me, they will pay the $100, $150, whatever,
Yeah.
depending on the distance that I'm traveling.
Yeah.
You know, just to cover my expenses. You
Of
know,
course.
and if they decide to move forward after that, whatever money, $150, it goes toward the deposit.
Mhm.
So that's approach one. When it's a layout that I'm familiar with.
Mhm.
The other approach is when someone has, you know, a big remodeling project that they want many things, you know,
Mhm.
and I would be a terrible person if I were to charge for that because
Mhm.
have no idea what's involved, what's the scope, you know, and they don't even know what's the scope. They only think, oh, we have to just remove this wall and that's it, you know. And then you come there and like, oh, you go there and like, oh, you have to move pipes, wiring, and all that stuff. They don't even know what's involved. So I go there, and sometimes, you know, you gotta just take, you know, and use your time for that. And I don't charge for those in like the for that type of projects or reports or whatever. I don't charge for that. But I do charge when I know how much it's gonna cost me.
Yeah.
Just to, like I said, just to separate.
Yeah.
Real people from bots. So if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So.
How do you stay within the budget? Like, is it kind of just over time, doing a lot of projects, you get to know like what something's going to cost? Because I think, like you said, there can be a lot of unforeseen variables with, you know, how much labor it's going to take you, or if there's some kind of like material that's not right and you have to send it back and stuff like that.
That's a great question. So when I write a contract, my contract is very specific. You know, I never start a job. I used to. I never started a job without having something signed by the customer. You know, I have great help. You know, my project manager, she runs the numbers. She's good with numbers, because apparently I was leaking money all over the place. You know, I never knew. So, but I always, when I go to a customer, from my past experience, again, like from this, if it's a layout that it's like I'm familiar with, I know how much it's gonna cost them. You know, with standard materials. You know, if they want something fancy, obviously, if they want imported tile from Italy, or they want marble, you know, like they cost like freaking $50-$100 a square feet instead of $2. You know, that's something that I always give them like labor, just the price for labor. But now that I have my showroom, you know, like when I do kitchens and bathroom, I know exactly how much things gonna cost me because I provide the vanity. I know, you know, stuff like that. I provide the kitchen, the hardware, everything. I can do that. You know, obviously, if the customer wants to go another route and they don't like what we have, which I don't think why they wouldn't. It's, you know, that will be something on them. But I always try to give them a whole price. And when I write a contract, I have a 20% buffer. You know, in case something happen. And if it's going to be over 20%, which is rarely happen, and I rarely use the 20% buffer too, and that's something that's agreed. Like, you know, if you're spending $20,000, you, by signing the contract, you already know that you could be spending $24,000
more. You
know, it could be more, it could be that, you know. If it's more than that, there is in the agreement if it's going to be more than that, both parties have to agree that, and I have to let them know, hey, this is gonna cost you more money if we do it this way. You want to proceed, or we can just keep it as it is.
Okay.
It's stuff like that. You know, I'm not one of those people that they would just go there and like at the end of the job A is $20,000 more and ended up costing double the price. You know, everything is set on stone with me when we start. When it comes to budget, like you're never gonna go over 20%.
Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. So as far as first off, I want to say it's so smart that you're doing this with the cabinets. I think that is such a perfect pairing for your contracting business. It's so cool. How do you think, or what am I trying to say?
How does this cabinetry business complement what you're doing now? Because these industries it's seemingly adjacent, and it seems like, you know, you probably get some benefits from having your supply here. Can you speak to kind of why you opened the showroom? And
I didn't intend to open this for the public.
Okay.
I just did this because I was tired of going to showrooms that were like so far away, and they're just salespeople. They don't really know what they're selling sometimes, or what's in the layout, or what needs to be done to move a stove, move a microwave. They just put the layout there and say, hey, you can do this kitchen this way. That's something that I would manage, because I know where things needs to be moved in the kitchen or bathroom, whatever. But then even though if that's the case, they will always make a mistake in the order. Something were missing, broken. They would take forever to send the order to the distributor. It will be they're late. They said they sent it, they never did, and that's kind of how I was like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm just gonna open my own thing. I have a space. It was a lot of hiccups along the road, but I finally got it done, because it's very hard to get into this industry. You need the distributors. They only sell to business, but you have to be a specific business, and they want specific things from you.
Okay.
And they don't even want to. They don't even want to be seen to the public. They don't even advertise themselves.
Okay.
So it's like a tight niche of like people that know about it.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because you don't want to have showrooms or contractors every 2 blocks. So, and they kind of limit as well how many showrooms can represent them, because there's different brands out there, and some of them are like tighter than tighter requirements than other ones, but they don't want people to know, because that's it's going to ruin the business. And if the customer has the chance to, let's say if it happens, if a customer has the truck, has the expertise, has the software, has everything, because to design this stuff you need software that you pay annually. You need to know how to use it, and then you need to know what to order. Even if a customer knows all that, which is very hard, it's gonna end up costing them more than actually just buy it from an actual dealer. So if it's a customer that wants to do 3 kitchens for their granny and their cousin, maybe you can go through that trouble. But if it's just for 1 kitchen, I don't see why you would do that. But that's kind of the reason why I did this. And then I put it on Google Maps. The cabinet company, which is called New Jersey Kitchen Cabinets, by the way. So, and it was crazy that the name wasn't taken.
Wow.
And I'm like, I don't know who was leading the industry, but they didn't take the name in New Jersey. And I registered, and, domain and everything. Everything's registered. So if somebody wants to take the name, it's not
not available.
Up for grabs. So and then I put it online, and then people started like I have a Ring camera there, and then like I start seeing people like coming there. I was like, well, who are these people? And I was on the field, I was rarely here. And then I was like, oh crap, people are actually coming here, and it's kind of like secluded. It's kind of hidden from the public eye. But that's kind of how I started. And then I have to hire here part-time. Justin, he's right there. so to do full-time here, because I had so many people coming for either for my contracting business and for kitchen cabinets, and I was like dreaming how much money I'm losing by not answering the door. And like I don't know.
True.
So
that's awesome.
So that's basically what how I did all this. Sorry, I like to explain things. So.
No, that was very helpful. So we like to do this little segment. It's called rapid fire questions. So we did not send these to you. They're fun. They're all fun. I don't think any of them are serious. You want to read them off? Want me to read it? Okay. Okay. So the first question is, if you could only remodel one room for the rest of your career, which one would it be?
Bathroom.
Why is that? Is it fun?
Yeah,
More fun?
and I can do it with my eyes closed. Yeah.
The second question is, what is one red flag someone can spot when talking to another contractor?
What do you
Like
a person?
Like if they were shopping around, they got a quote from one of your competitors. Like, what would be a red flag to be like, I should not work with that person?
Like if a contractor says something or does something, what's like a red flag someone should look for?
There's so many things that I can think of. One would be if they ask like a lot of money up front.
Okay.
And what would be another one would be if they're not online.
Oh, okay.
You know, like because you want to know who you're working with, and
That's
if,
true.
if there's no trace of them online, that will be a concern. Because
I
I've
didn't even think
known,
about that.
I've known like cases of scams and stuff like that that people would hire someone and give them half of it or even like a small amount, and then would just vanish, change their number.
Wow.
Change their number, and that's something that will like because they will come to the house and will give you like a very good price, and they would just vanish. I know like stories. I've heard stories that there's like people that do that for a living and travel state to state.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Dang.
So they do that for a living. That's their job.
Wow.
Scam people.
Yeah.
Scam people.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because you go to a kitchen and like you got quotes like, oh, well, it's 60,000, 80,000, and then this guy comes up, it's like 30,000. Oh, like sweet,
Right.
But the guy would say, oh, but you have to give me half though, so I can, because I'm not making a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
your granny was like, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
and then he disappeared, changed his number.
Wow.
No trace.
Oh my gosh.
That's terrible. What is your favorite type of cuisine?
Oh my God. I'm not a foodie person,
No.
so I'll say quick check.
What's your order there?
Just Italian sandwich, whatever is
Nice.
the fastest, honestly.
Home Depot or Lowe's?
Home Depot team.
Team Home Depot.
Yeah.
I agree. I like Home Depot better.
I think Lowe's, they're more strict,
Okay.
and they take the fun of the person out there. Home Depot is like messy sometimes, but most of the time people are happy there.
That's
Does
true.
that make sense?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
make jokes, the stuff like that. Like I go to their parking lot and all the employees' cars, and I just kind of sometimes their wipers, I just put it up, like kind of, and then it's like they know it was me.
Yeah.
And so
Or I guess you already answered this, but are you a morning or a night person?
night person.
Night person.
Yeah, that's why I'm always kind of late sometimes with you.
What does success mean to you?
Be happy with what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's success could mean different things for different people, but at least for me, it's like being happy with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm not dwelling or anything. So
Yeah. That's great. When you aren't at work sites, what are you doing in your free time?
Working. Yeah, I'm always on my computer or thinking of what else can I do to be more, to show up online, like SEO.
Yeah.
Website, there's like keywords, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's why or I brainstorm what else can I do next and start writing ideas. Or I place orders for the job for the next day. But I'm always, it's always related to work. My wife hates it, but this is who I am. So
Yeah. What is your dream travel destination?
Mars.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
serious though.
Well, you would take one of those rocket ships up
I
there?
would take it if they let me. I would take it if they let me. I wouldn't think twice. I would go.
If there was like a price right now, or they send you an email and they were like, "Oh, you can get on the ship. How much would you pay right now?"
I'm not paying for it. I'm paying with my life. You know, like if something goes wrong,
you'll be a case study. Yeah.
If something goes wrong, I get, you know, like I don't want to pay a lot of money and leave my family without a penny. So at least
That's
to be
too
free.
funny. What's one goal you have for your business?
Once I just want my everybody that I don't like to say employees because that's I consider most of the people that work with me. I always say that they work with me. I never said they're my employees. You know, I just hate being called boss.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable because I don't feel like I'm better than them. I would say have a dream team that everybody's there because they love it. You know, and everybody's happy.
Yeah.
To do what I do.
Yeah.
I guess that's the answer.
It's true. I mean, you're working with them every day, so you want them to enjoy their work. You want to enjoy their company.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, there's tough days, obviously, that, you know, we have deadlines, because nobody likes contractors, even though we ended up having, like, building a friendship with most of my clients.
Yeah.
You know, they want me out of their hair.
Yeah.
You know, they don't like the dust. They don't like the noise.
Yep.
You know, you gotta be crazy if you like that thing. I don't even like it on my own house. So that's why I don't even bother sometimes to fix something in my house. But yeah, it's
yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So we like to end off kind of on a piece of advice that you can give to either someone that's looking to open up their own contracting business or just entrepreneurs in general, like any advice you can give them.
Work a lot and don't expect immediate rewards. You know, that's something. And obviously I mentioned you gotta be passionate about it.
Yeah.
Don't do it just for the money. But nothing is overnight. Like I said, I've been doing this. I'm young, but I've been doing this for like almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
And after almost 10 years now, I'm actually seeing, you know, a little bit of success. You know, a little bit. The oak is growing a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, it takes time. It takes effort. It takes, you know, takes a lot of mistakes. That's the only, because nobody taught me how to run a business. Nobody taught me how to build stuff. You know, you gotta read a lot. You got to be curious of what you do. Don't ever think that you know everything, because that's when you make mistakes, myself included. I would do something and I wouldn't, you know, you think you know how to assemble something and you don't read the instruction and then you put it together and it's backwards. Yeah, so that happens all the time with people that you know, the people that think they know. It's like the most savvy people, the most experienced people are the one that makes the most mistake. Yeah, I went off the tangent again, but yeah, just enjoy what you do, you know, and be patient.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, when they start something, they think that they're gonna get rich quick, and they think they expect like it's gonna be a lot smoother and they'll make a bunch of money, but in reality it's like a lot of failure and coming back and a lot of years.
Yeah, you lose money.
To put into it. Yeah,
you lose money. You think the worst, you know, you're not meant to do that. You know, you blame the universe. So like things happen for a reason. A lot of people say that. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
You know, things happen because life is shit. So if you gotta get up and work your way around it, you gotta find the solution to whatever problem you're having. So there's always something or someone out there willing to help you. Don't do it alone either. You know, it's very hard to do it alone. You know, you need at least moral support. Yeah. You know, at least that. So it's, you know, I have my wife. I have my family supporting me as well, like emotionally and morally. You know, my friends. So it's that's very, very important. Because when you start something and he ended before he started, it sucks,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you need people that you can count on to be like,
Mm-hmm.
don't worry, everything's
Lean
gonna
on.
be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. That's awesome advice. Where can everyone find you? Website, Instagram, location, like any information you want to give for people to find you?
So people can, if they type Symmetrical Wolf,
Mm-hmm.
I popped everywhere.
Okay.
You know, my Instagram, Yelp, Google Maps, Facebook. I don't think I have an X account. No, I don't have. Yeah, I have TikTok. I have YouTube.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're not very active in those yet.
Mhm.
Hopefully with you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can find me there. You know, we have great reviews. I have plenty of references that I'm
Mhm.
happy to share with potential customers, the people that might be interested in working with me. I don't have a problem with that, and I think my previous customers, they're like, yeah, you tell them to call me, you know, tell them to
Mhm.
call me. So yeah, and in my kitchen company, it's still not being indexed correctly on Google. It is coming together, but if you type New Jersey kitchen cabinets dash Bridgewater, it will
Mhm.
pop up.
Okay.
Okay.
You know.
Nice. Yeah, we'll put everything in
Yeah.
the description as
Yeah.
well, all your links and
Yeah.
websites and
So
stuff like
yeah,
that.
my website, it's symmetricalwolf.com, and for contracting and NewJerseyKitchenCabinets.com.
Okay.
for cabinets.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you for having us.
No problem. You guys can come anytime.
Yeah.
We do episode 2 tomorrow, right?
Yeah. We'll do a series. Awesome. All right.
All right,
All right,
bye.
bye.